So it's chapter 2. Quinny is back. Let's pick up the story where we left off.
Yeah, so after returning from Adelaide, around that time there was a statewide league running for regional centres called the Southern Conference Basketball.
Yep.
You were an integral part of that. What do you remember about playing for the Wyler Warriors, as they were called?
Yeah, so when I come back, I think I had a bit of itchy feet. I really wanted to play a bit more than Wyler. I still think I couldn't let go of Adelaide, so I played in Port Augusta for a season, and then this opportunity came up. So the main four contributors were my dad, John Quinn, myself, Richard Rowe, and Fiona. So we started up the whole Wyler Warriors CBA team. We fully had it sponsored, committed. We had bus trips, hotels were pretty much all paid for. The people just need to commit to it. So we did that for 4 years. So I had Port Augusta, Broken Hill, Pirrie, Strathalbyn got on board in the end, Adelaide River Redbacks. So, and a lot of those teams had a few extra, one of them had Dwayne Nelson playing for them, a few extra Americans. So, Dave Hockabout played for Eastern Hills, so Eastern Hills got involved. So the experience for, I suppose, myself and the people that were involved in playing for that, like Megan Corbett, Tracy Brooks, Fiona Hobbs at the time, they were three awesome female players that were playing in a team that went away, and we got out a fair few times. Myself, Wayne Wilson, Dave Wilson, Ray Williamson even come away and played a few games. Who else played? Like Brett Baker. It's just an unlimited name and number of names, and we won a few games, we lost a few, but the experience for those guys to step up to an extra level as to where I'd been in Adelaide they just said it was phenomenal,
Yeah. So you used to go and you play, 2 games? You play one game on a Saturday night, one Sunday morning or something like that?
Yeah, one Saturday, then you had to back it up on Sunday. So.
And usually there's a bit of a party in between?
A few ales, yes. I was over 18 then, so I could have a few ales.
Yeah.
I found it quite funny was to see how good the better players in the other team could back it up on a Sunday and play again. Yeah. So, because I was actually super fit at that time of my career, it was quite good to see.
Who have you enjoyed playing against? Who through your basketball career?
Well, when I sat down and you wanted to do this interview, I sort of split my time in A-grade basketball into sort of 3 sections, and they were obviously the older names like yourself and Ray Williamson and Smokey Dawson. That was sort of the Phil Wolford's in there. That was sort of my 10 years, I suppose. The next one, the guys I like playing with was like Michael Reeves, Wayne Wilson, Dave Wilson, Clint Nadger, Chris Blackmore was there for a few years because he was a bit younger. Christian Clark. One of the best things I think about Wayne Wilson as a point guard, I used to sort of average 45 points a game and never have to dribble the ball. There's a lot of kids nowadays think they need to be Michael Jordan and dribble between legs around the back 3 times, whereas Wayne Wilson, I'd just run through a couple of screens, get to the right spot at the right time, he'd just pass me the ball, I'd just put it in the hoop, run back down and play defence. He could just read where I was going. He's one of those players that was just exceptional and knew where I was going to be at the right time and the right place and just give me the ball, So opposition, like I've got a couple of people out there now, Andrew Corbett, Dean Revell, Sean Clements, Jared and Steve Cook. Once Jared grew up, he was a man mountain. He's a couple of inches taller than me. Stephen Dunn, could dribble, could shoot the lights out. He's now part owner of the Sydney Kings. So went away with Masters to him, so he actually can still play. I think he's got some foot problems now, so he's maybe not going to play anymore. One of the other ones I really, as an opposition in that era, that I wish I could have played was Chris Anarakis.
Right.
I went away with him to Masters as well in Alice Springs, and he can still play, and he's like a Wayne Wilson, the right spot at the right time. He'll just nail you with the ball, and it's coming, and you're going to catch it, and you can just put it in the hoop. He did play a few Warriors games, the same thing, exceptional guard. I wish I could have, and he's a great mate, he's one of my best mates. And obviously Sean Clements, he's a great mate as well. And the best thing about my next lot of players, like Andrew Higgins, got 3 Higgins as boys, so not a lot of people know this. When I come back and we made the Bevan team again, after I come out, I played 2 seasons with Wildcats when I come back, and I won a final with them, and then lost one, and then I actually made a Bevan team up, went for a couple of years, and I didn't have anyone that was old enough to drink a beer in my team, so that was quite funny, quite unique. I used to stand up at the top by myself and end up having a couple of beers with the Higgins boys, and after they tried to beat me up all game, so after a while they jokingly just said, Andrew Higgins said, well, why don't you come play for us? And I said, well, what's the point of that? You know, 2 Wildcats teams, we need to keep other clubs going. So I said, I'll make a deal with you. I said, Pat Kemp's not going to be happy about this, because she wasn't happy about it. She didn't talk to me for half a season, I reckon. I said, I'll play for you for 1 season, or until we win a flag, an A-grade premiership, but then you have to come play for me. That was the deal. I don't think a lot of people know that, apart from the Wildcats 2 team. So the deal was struck. I went and played in the yellow and black stripes of the second team, and we won that first flag, and they come play for me. Or come play for Bevan, not for me. And they've never left since. So we won. We had a roll of 9 flags in a row, and they're still playing for Bevan. Andrew's retired, like myself, but you know, there's Corey Higgins, Neil Higgins, Tony Higgins, Andrew, Sean Clements come across. So he left Demons and wanted to play. He wanted to win 1 flag, then he was going to retire because he had Achilles problems, like similar to myself, just a bit younger age. And one thing about Sean was he was a great motivator. He was awesome. Like, if we were down by 10 points or whatever, we'd have a timeout, whatever. And after Michael finished coaching, I didn't have that motivator as a coach, so he turned into that guy. He always used to call me Superman. I always remember that, you know. Yeah. Come on, mate, put your cape on, let's go, we need to win this, you know. And he'd never step back on the court again, but he'd just be on the sideline yelling, screaming. So that's one good thing about him. You know, in opposition in those years, you know, the Bounty boys, you know, the Wildcats, the bad boys, you know, that's what I used to call them. Shane and Scott Bounty, you know, I mean, Scott used to have a lot of biffs and bumps down low, and you see him play now, he's got this little baby hook shot that he does, you can't, unless you bloody hack him from the front, you can't stop it. Like, Shane can shoot threes. You've got the new brigade coming on now, Chad and Wes McLean. There's a few other young players there, and being retired, I'm now coaching, so I've got 4 under-17s in my A-grade side. Yep. So one of them is my nephew, Josh Quinn. One's my son, he's only 14 as well, Lewis Quinn, good defender. Josh is a good offence. I've got Clay Crompton and Lockie Coder. So I've got 4 under-17s that I'm trying to keep interested, and they're really good, and they're flying in combined, awesome in combined. Yeah, so that's my next stage.
I have a question about motivation. If I try to fail and succeed, did I fail or succeed? Here where Quenny found his inspiration. Surely not here. Was it this chap? Or maybe it was this old lady? Was it this bloke over here? Or maybe it was this man? No, maybe it was this woman. I don't know. Either way, we can find out in Quenny Chapter 3, How Did I Get Here?